making hay.
Hello everybody, welcome to Bales Hay Farm and Ranch. Last video we were chasing a storm. There's the clouds. So cross your fingers this storm doesn't show up. Another kind of boring day, just moving hay. That rhyme. Before we get into it though, I want to thank my sponsors, Forney Industries and Fluidall. Awesome products. Don't forget to check them out. Hit the thumbs up button. Don't forget to share. Something you wouldn't think about, the way we park is actually kind of important. Every stack leans a specific way, and it usually depends on how the roadsider picked it up. So that truck over there, all the stacks are leaning this way. My truck, they're leaning the same way. When he puts them in the barn, he wants them all to lean towards each other. So if I park facing that way, when he grabs the stack, my stack is leaning to the right. That truck is on the other side of the barn, parked the same way. The stack is leaning to his left. So he stacks mine, they're all to the right. Stacks his, they're all to the left. They all lean in towards each other, and they don't fall down. So something very something you wouldn't think is important, but it is important. I'll show you how we can go from one dry day to a good moisture day. This was baled 2 days ago. It's there, you hardly see any leaves on there. It's just dry. Look across the side. It's just dry. This farmer I'm buying this hay from doesn't have a steamer. He's looking for moisture. Now this was baled the very next day. You see the difference. They got some good natural dew moisture. A lot of the country, especially once you get out of the west, you're trying to get rid of moisture. It is the complete opposite. We're praying for good moisture. These two stacks were baled a day apart as well. Dry, not dry. Some leaves, not a lot of leaves. A lot of leaves. That just shows how every day can be different. People say, when people buy hay from us, they'll call me and says, I want the same hay I got last time. Well, sir, that is impossible. Unless your trucks came one right after another, the chances of you getting the same hay you got last time are near impossible. And as a good squeeze driver, he is watching for the way a stack leans. If for some reason these stacks weren't set down the same direction by the roadside or the bale wagon, the leans might be different on these trucks, or if the squeeze loaded two different stacks, two different directions. So as a good squeeze driver, he's constantly watching which way a stack is leaning. So if he stacks it wrong and that stack is leaning out later on this year, that stack will actually fall out of the barn, and then we got to do some hand stacking. And hand stacking usually goes to the squeeze driver because he didn't do a very good job watching which way the stack was leaning. See all this dust? I just priced out gravel, 400,000 square foot. I want to gravel this whole place. I was at another farmer who does what we do, and his entire place is gravel, and it's as big as my place. And it was so nice. There wasn't any dust. It was awesome. It was so cool. I'm waiting to hear back on that price. It's gonna be a lot. So my job also is to watch. Sometimes they accidentally push bales out on the opposite side. It's usually new drivers that do it. Leonard's been doing this for now 3 years. And so he doesn't do it very often. I was training a guy yesterday, and the first stack he grabbed pushed a stack out. Pushed a bale out, but it was all right. We got it cleaned up. He has to line it right up in that crack every single time. If he doesn't hit that crack just right, that line, he'll push either that bale on the stack over, or the bale on the stack he's trying to pick up. They'll push the bale out on the other side, and if you don't catch it, the stack could fall down. If you catch it, you can save it. Good squeeze drivers can. You see the way the stack is lifting, you'll know right away that a bale is pushed out. New squeeze driver, like last night, you didn't know. Luckily, I was sitting next to him, so we caught it quickly. But yeah, so it's a technique, and there's a lot of things you got to pay attention to. Not just can't just run. You gotta watch what's around you. The last stack on the trailer is always the easiest because there's no hay on either side, so he just grabs it quickly. My job now as a driver, I'm gonna pull up. I wanna make it as easy as I can for that squeeze driver. So if I pull up a little more, that back trailer is just that much closer to the barn. It's not a huge amount, but it's enough. There's a black widow. The place we were loading had some massive scorpions. I was hoping there'd be one or two walking around on the deck, but I'm not seeing any. Once the hay moves, they kind of take off, but it was like 3-4 inches long. It was huge to me anyways. Heyo. Just as I said scorpion, I felt something in my pant leg. Good. Oh, wow. That was my grandpa. Him and his buddy are up in the mountains, I guess you'd say. He'll be gone for like a day, and he has to call. How's everything going? They're the exact same they were when you left, Grandpa. Like, things are good. Oh, everyone's all right? Everyone's all right, Grandpa. Oh, what's the weather like? Same as it was when you left, Grandpa. Oh, so. After 20 years of that, I just started lying. Like, there's a fire, Grandpa. A hay barn burned down. My dad's house caught on fire. There was a train wreck. Like, it was terrible. And at first he freaks out, but now he's kind of used to it. He's like, oh, whatever. Oh, okay. Oh, but yeah, it just makes me laugh. Gone for 24 hours, and what's changed? Absolutely nothing. We're in our own fields right now, so we thought that storm was coming. It kind of did. It's just cloudy, but a couple little raindrops. They came out and baled this hay. They started at midnight, and it was breezy. This morning it was dead calm, so it kind of sucks. So they baled this in the breeze, but they used a steamer. Even though it's not the prettiest hay, it still has some leaf pattern compared to the other hay I showed you. This is even the back side of the bale. Here's the front side. You can, even with these steamers, it just helps so much. This stuff would look just like that other stuff we unloaded if they didn't have these steamers. Because the bale I was showing you over there, it was the front side as well. It was the pretty side, and it was just all stems. This hay, like I said, it's not the prettiest. A lot of people watching might say, oh, that hay doesn't look that bad, Trevor, but for the clients, for the people that we're selling this hay to, they're pretty picky. They want the best for their horses. Whether they know it's the best or not, it's what they think is the best. So they think the fine stem green leafy hay is the best. So that's what we try to make. I'd say this hay's not bad. It's just, it shows you what those steamers can do. They really help keep the leaf. It's very different from a big baler as well. The big baler, you've got to be careful, and especially the heat, because those bales will cook themselves because that steam is so hot. These small bales release so much of that heat. It's so far, I mean, this is only our second year with them. It's not been a problem. They baled some stuff real late in the day yesterday. Sat out in the sun all day yesterday because they were so hot. We didn't pick them up. It'll be interesting to see what those look like. This hay got a little bit bigger than we like, but the circumstances. All right, waiting on Leonard. We're gonna haul it out of here. Oh, you guys got a treat. I jumped in with Leonard. He's got to load Gonzalo before me.
Oh, wait.
Gonzalo? I call him Gonzo. All right, this is cool. Finally, for once, we get to video someone else working. So we go to work mode, from highway to work. Boom, ready. Our feet actually do a lot of work. That's why I'm showing you his feet. Watch this button right here. guys get to watch from the outside. Talked about our barns in a while and how we manage the bottoms of the bales. People like to ask about that. The floor of all of our barns are covered with either big rocks or small rocks. Those tires on that squeeze are pretty heavy. As you drove by, one of them hit my foot, one of them went flying by. But this is how we keep the bottoms of the hay dry and not keep it from molding. Because these rocks don't create a flat surface, there's all these cracks in the rocks, or the space between them rather, the hay is able to breathe. Even if I just had a stack pad where I put tarps on it, I would still rock it first. Would not put it on dirt. Dirt gets moisture in it and it turns into a crust and traps everything. If you're wondering why these barns are different from the other ones, we're actually at another location. This isn't my barn storage. I rent these barns from a neighbor. He's got 2 barns. They're not as big as ours, but they're close by. It's space. I need space. I would rather pay to rent these barns than tarp hay. I hate putting tarps on hay. It's dangerous, it's expensive, and it's just not efficient. Barns are efficient. Finally headed home. But I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is it didn't rain. The bad news is if it had rained, I have a lot of hay that would have got rained on. So stretched ourselves out a little too thin. Thought we could get a lot more done than we could. That dirt road we went down. Let's see, I got 3 trips today on it, 3 trips yesterday. Gosh, gosh, it's like the longest, roughest road, and the guy's got a grader. I should have just jumped in the grader myself and smoothed it out. But anyways, the day's done. No rain, no hay is ruined. Barns are getting full. It's getting too full. Man, things are looking good. We don't have to work tomorrow. That's nice. They didn't swath yesterday, so we're not working tomorrow, or 2 days ago, so we're not working tomorrow. So you guys have a good weekend. Thanks for watching the show. Hope you enjoy it. And lots of questions. A lot of people enjoy the water topic. I didn't realize that would be such a big topic, but any questions, let me know. Any suggestions? I read all your comments. I try to comment back. Sometimes I just give you a heart. There's a heart. That means I liked it. But sometimes I'm just trying to just read through them as quickly as I can to get good ideas. Thanks again. We'll see you later.